This week's Breeders' Cup Challenge win in your in race that we are previewing is the TVG Pacific Classic at Del Mar on Saturday, part of the Classic division, obviously. $500,000, 3-year-olds and up at 1.25 miles. It's a rematch between the top 3 finishers in the San Diego handicap at Del Mar, July 25th. That would be Maximum Security, Midcourt, and Higher Power, with 3 other horses thrown in the mix. So a starting field of 6. Jerry D. Bailey, Hall of Fame jockey, joins us now. So Jerry, when you look at the San Diego, and is in particular the trouble that Maximum Security had early on the backstretch, and yet he was still able to win anyway, it's hard to envision any other scenario on paper other than Maximum Security dominating again.
Yeah, you look, in most cases, I wouldn't call that trouble. But for him, I mean, he broke on top, was in top going into the first turn, and all of a sudden he looks up and Midcourt's by him and Higher Power's by him, and he's in third. And he's just got to figure out a way to flip outside, which is not really his way of running. He's got a very high cruising speed, and that's how he's won all of his races, is by going up on the lead, basically, and just running horses off their feet. And that was the first time he had to really close some ground. I was skeptical at the quarter pole if he could get it done, but he did. And according to Bob Baffert, he's training better. He was lazy in his morning exercises before the San Diego. Now he's training like a demon, according to Baffert. He said, I got him where I want him. So look, he carries 3 pounds less than he did in the San Diego. He had 27 there. Midcourt, I think, had 21. So it's level weights now. He's not giving weight away. You would think the race helps him. Baffert's had him longer. The only question I have is, how is the race going to unfold?
Okay, so how do you think the race is going to unfold?
I think he's probably going to be laying third again. I mean, look, I can see him breaking well and going right to the lead and just trying to blow him out. I can see that. But Midcourt being drawn inside of him, where last time he was drawn outside of him. And I would have to say Midcourt leads at least into the first turn. I don't know about Higher Power. He's probably going to be third, away from the gate, maybe even fourth. Dark Vader has a little bit of speed. But Maximum Security is not going to be that far off the lead.
Now, Midcourt was ridden very aggressively last time to get to the front by Victor Espinosa, and now he breaks from post position number 1. And he only lost by a nose to Maximum Security last time, so I would anticipate they're just going to try to go right to the front, and that would probably leave Maximum Security sitting in second just to his outside.
Right.
But, yeah. And you pointed out, I mean, he gave 5 pounds, spotted 5 pounds to both those 2 horses, 127 to 122. Higher Power and Midcourt. Now they're at level weight. So that's another point in Maximum Security's favor. Yeah. The only question that I still have, and I think it's a legitimate question, and it doesn't necessarily pertain to this race because nobody else entered other than the horses that he'd already beaten and 3 long shots, but exactly how good Maximum Security is going to be for Bob Baffert as opposed to how good he was for Jason Service.
Yeah, I agree with you. And how good is he? He's been good enough to win, but he shows you grit and determination, and he always gets it done, but he never wows you. He never draws off, to win by, at the top of the stretch, draws off by 6 or 7, and he's never threatened. He just seems to always find more, which is a feather in his cap. But I'm like you. I'm not sure how good he is. And maybe I won't be after this race, but I'm going to be watching it with interest.
It's another win and you're in the Longines Classic division on Saturday at Del Mar. Can Maximum Security do it again, this time in the TVG Pacific Classic?